Okay, now that we've gotten Insight loaded up, let's go back to our model that we were working on in the last project and modify it for doing some energy analysis. So I'm going to go through and check the components to make sure that they have insulating value to them. So we have this generic roof. I'm going to just duplicate it and rename it, and we'll just call it 12-inch roof. And we're going to give it some kind of insulation. So I'm going to go ahead and edit it. Right now I've clad it in white so it looked better, but I'm going to insert another structure. I'll click that up. Oops. And I'll change the overall. I'll make the cladding just 1 inch. And I'll make the insulating layer 11 inches. And now let's give it a fiberglass interior. So I'm going to look for fiberglass. I don't think I have it. No, I don't. So I'm going to make a new material, and I'll rename it fiberglass. And we're going to go to the, I'm going to have to browse for it, excuse me. I'll type in fiberglass. And there we have it, and it has an aspect of thermal properties. So I'm going to copy that in and click OK. And now we have our fiberglass. I'll just double check to make sure that came in with a thermal property. Yes, it did. It's okay. All right, and click out of that. So now we have our new 12-inch roof. Let's take a look at our walls. I'm going to edit the type. Don't need to change the name of it. And it's already got a siding on it that's 1 inch thick. So let's just add fiberglass to its center structure. And click OK. And then, all right. And then let's take a look at our windows. A tab till I grab this, and we'll go ahead and change that. And what we want are the analytical properties. Right now it's 1/8 inch single glazing. We'd never use anything that poor on a heated space, so let's at least grab a clear double glazing. We'll click OK for that. I've noticed you can't change the glass properties of the storefront right now. I haven't figured out how to do anything with that. We don't get a analytical property with it. So we're going to leave that as is. Both models will have the same. We're going to make 2 models, so eventually just modifying this one. And the last thing I want to do then is take a look at the floor slab. We'll edit that. And actually, let me cancel that. Let's duplicate it. Insulated slab, we'll call it. And we'll go ahead and edit that. And it's a foot thick. So let's add another structure. And we'll make the top 6 inches of concrete. Oops. And we need 6 inches of some kind of an insulation, let's say. So let's see what we can find here. Let's make a new material. I'm going to call it spray insulation. It would actually be not a, oops. It would actually not be, it'd be a rigid insulation, but I want to use this for a couple of purposes, and they all have about the same R value. So I'm going to go Yeah, let's see if we can find something like that. No items found. I did in place. That'll get us polyurethane foamed in place. That's why I said sprayed in place, but I should have said foamed. And it also has a thermal property. So I'm going to insert that. And we probably should have called it foamed in place instead of sprayed. So you can change the name if you want. Okay, so we have now given it some insulating value, and so we get this 30 something R value. So we're all set with that. All right, so I think we've just beefed up enough of the structure now that we have a performing structure. So let's now start to use Insight. So I'm going to go to Analyze. First thing I'm going to do is make sure I pick a location that I want, so it doesn't just use the default one. In this case, I've already done it. It's set up for Alfred, New York. If you just type in Alfred, New York, it'll come up with Alfred and Alfred Station, and just select one of them. Or pick a new location, really doesn't matter. I've already done an energy model of this sometime earlier, so I'm going to delete this one, only so we get a new one created. This is what your interface would look like. You'd have this little asterisk down below it. And I'm going to click Create an Energy Model. And this is a simple model, so this will happen very fast. There we have our analytical model. And I want to do a very important, a couple of other things. I want to check our energy settings. I want to make sure this is set for use building elements. And I want to go to our advanced options and make sure that we are set for, well, let's see if we have anything. That's all right. Cancel. I'm looking for 2 factors. Air infiltration. I'm not seeing that. So I'm going to go to, I'm not going to change this. I'll keep both of our models the same there. But I do want to select detailed elements so that it takes into consideration the actual numbers that we calculated for the walls and the roofs and the windows type of thing. So let's see if I'm still looking for that building outdoor information. I thought there was something for air infiltration, but I'm not seeing it right now. Well, there is air changes per hour, but I'll leave that at the same default. And I think we're good with that. I'm just double checking here. So like I said, very important that you take care of all of those. Click OK on that, and I think we're all set to go. So I'll click OK. Now we're actually ready to run the model. So I'm going to click Energy Optimization, and this will under that this bottom one, which is just really a symbol to run the model. And it'll always ask you if you want to update the model or not. We've just done that when we clicked on the icon above it. So we're going to use the existing model, and it's sending it off to Revit, or Autodesk, excuse me. So we really completed the task here, and what'll happen is you'll get an email back, and let's see if I can show you that. Yeah, I'll go to my mail here, and I may not have something yet. I also may need to sign in. Let's see what happens here. Oh. Anyway, so I gotta go get my phone to get that 2-factor authentication. So I'm going to end the video here. What I was going to show you is that I'm going to get an email telling me that it has received the file, and then once it does, it's going to give us an indication that it's been completed, and then we can click that link and get into Insight, and we'll pick that up in the next video.